Fox 10 News studios. We have some very sad news to report. Less than a year after a Mobile police officer was shot and killed in the line of duty, it's happened again. Officer Tuder trying to arrest a suspect at an extended stay motel on Leroy Stevens Road was shot sometime. It happened sometime around 4 o'clock, a little after, but apparently he was taken to Providence Hospital, where the word filtered out that he had died from his wounds. According to Mobile police, he was trying to apprehend a suspect, Marco Perez, 19-year-old. He has been in the news lately. His mother was arrested last week, according to police, for trying to hide him. Perez had also, according to police, faked his own kidnapping, trying to elude not only Mobile police, but also some federal charges as well. So right now we know that Marco Perez, a 19-year-old, is in custody. We don't know if he is the person that pulled the trigger. However, Officer Tuder had been with the force less than 5 years. He was attempting to arrest Perez. We don't know any other facts other than that he was there on the scene at the Peach Place Inn, an extended stay motel on Leroy Stevens Road. Our Shelby Myers has been on top of the story. She is now at Providence Hospital with more from there. Shelby?
Yeah, Byron, what you said is exactly what's going on. We don't know much right now, but we do know that a young officer, Tuder, was killed in the line of duty tonight. I'm going to step out so you can kind of see what's going on behind me. We're live here at Providence Hospital, right outside of the emergency room. You can still see that Mobile police are out here gathered around. Just earlier, they were hugging each other, long embraces, as just the overpowering feeling of just sadness is out here outside of the emergency room. We know that Officer Tuder was named Officer of the Month in 2017, and Chief Battiste spoke to us, and he was visibly upset just talking about this young officer and talking about how awful this is for the second time within a year to have to be reporting this, to have to be delivering this news to Mobile that one of his own has fallen in the line of duty. And he said the details, again, very limited. We do know that he was going out for someone who had a warrant out for his arrest, and that's when he was shot and killed. But we are still going to be asking questions about what happened. But just here on scene, what I've seen today is just a Mobile Police Department who is just upset, just consoling each other and trying to put the pieces together of what happened to one of their own. We saw just a few moments ago that the motorcycle, men and women in blue on the motorcycles, rolled out. We've seen just Mobile police cars line up and down here as they are consoling each other and being there for each other. We do know that a man is in custody, as Byron mentioned, Marco Perez. Chief Battiste told us he's not sure yet if that was the person who pulled the trigger, who shot Officer Tuder. He said he's still learning and working out what the details and what happened exactly. And of course, we're going to let you know when we find out that as well. This is still very fresh, very new, very sad day for the city of Mobile. And for the second time within a year, we're having to report that an officer has fallen. So I'm going to send it back to you guys right now, live outside of Providence Hospital. Shelby Myers, Fox 10 News.
All right, Shelby, thank you very much. Tyler has been on the scene as well at the apparently the place where this incident took place. Our Tyler Fingert at the Peach Place Inn that's out on Leroy Stevens Road. It's an extended stay motel. And so, Tyler, bring us up to date. What have you found out from there, the scene?
Well, right now, police obviously still investigating and still going through the entire scene about what's happening out here. Let me step out of the way to show you what we're seeing here. There were a lot more officers here just about 30 minutes ago. At one point, when we were on Facebook Live telling our viewers on there about what was happening, there were about 30 police units on scene and easily 2, 3, maybe 4 dozen officers and detectives out here trying to piece together what happened. Obviously, in the last about half hour or so, some of those officers and some of those detectives have left the scene, but still, obviously, there is a presence out here as they're trying to piece all of this together. One of their own losing their life out here after a shooting of trying to apprehend Marco Perez. And what, as we've been reporting, Sean Tuder, with the department less than 5 years, apparently shot out here, rushed extremely quickly to Providence Hospital, unfortunately where he passed away. And it was out here was where they were trying to apprehend Marco Perez, 19-year-old Marco Perez, who apparently who was a they were attempting to arrest him, and that they're not sure who fired the shot, but obviously they are still investigating all of this, which is why they're out here at the inn trying to piece this all together. This is on Leroy Stevens Road, just south of Grelot, and as soon as we learn more from police about what's happening out here, we'll continue to let you know. For now, live in West Mobile, Tyler Finger, Fox 10 News.
All right, Tyler, thanks very much. We're going to reset the situation now for you. Sometime after 4 o'clock this afternoon, there was an incident at the Peach Place Inn that's on Leroy Stevens Road. Apparently, an officer there, Sean Tuder, trying to arrest a suspect who has been on the run for quite some time, Marco Perez, 19-year-old Marco Perez. And something happened during that incident that shots were fired, and Sean Tuder, a police officer with the Mobile Police Department for less than 5 years, was shot. He was critically wounded, rushed to Providence Hospital, where he later died. So in less than a year, again, Mobile police are mourning the death of one of their brothers. Of course, Justin Billa was shot in the line of duty, shot and killed in the line of duty February of 2018. And now this, a young officer again shot in the line of duty and killed Sean Tuder. This all happening sometime after 4 o'clock this afternoon. Details are still coming in. Chief Lawrence Battiste addressing the media earlier this afternoon, asking us to be patient with him as they're trying to pull all the pieces of this incident together, because apparently there are a lot of different components to this situation. Here's what we do know right now. Officer Tuder was attempting to arrest 19-year-old Marco Perez, who was wanted not only for charges here in Mobile, but also federal charges as well. You might remember that his mother was arrested earlier last week for what police said, harboring him, trying to protect him from police. According to investigators, Perez even faked his own kidnapping. So that's all we know at this point, that he is facing not only charges here in Mobile, but also federal charges as well. We don't know, according to Chief Battiste, he is not saying whether or not Perez pulled the trigger in this incident, but he is in custody at this hour. So that's the information we have right now regarding this incident that happened sometime a little after 4 o'clock in West Mobile, Peach Place Inn. That is an extended stay motel out there on Leroy Stevens Road. And apparently officers responding to possibly a tip that he was there, and Officer Tuder, who had been involved in trying to apprehend this guy, apparently trying to arrest Perez, and was shot during the arrest process, was rushed to Providence Hospital. This all happening within the last hour, where apparently he died there at Providence Hospital from gunshot wounds, and again trying to apprehend 19-year-old Marco Perez. Of course, as you remember, as we said, in February of last year, Justin Billa also shot in the line of duty and passed away. Again, Sean Tuder, another one of those bright and shining stars from what we understand within Mobile Police Department, an exemplary officer from what we understand, one that had already distinguished himself not only within the department but also in the community. It was with the department less than 5 years. And again, tragedy striking Mobile Police Department with another officer shot and killed in the line of duty. Shelby Myers has been at Providence Hospital for almost 45 minutes, almost an hour now. Shelby, let's take it back to you. You were there for the news conference with Chief Battiste, and certainly you have seen the officers there and their emotions. And also, by the way, DA Ashley Rich was there as well. Any comment from her?
No, Byron, we have not had a comment from her just yet. We are, of course, waiting right now. Chief Battiste, of course, spoke to us earlier and told us very limited details, everything that you have been saying, that a young Sean Tuder, officer with the Mobile Police Department, was shot and killed as he was serving a warrant out today for the arrest of Marco Perez. Chief Battiste is expected to give us more details a little bit later on, but we are outside of Providence Hospital at the ER emergency room, and it has just been a sad scene right here. As we can see, officers still on scene, but we've seen them all day since I've been out here all afternoon, hugging each other, consoling each other. I said on Facebook Live a little while that this is my job, but as a human, this is just sad. It really does cut you deep to see this. I have a friend within the Mobile Police Department. This is the second time within a year I've had to hug him and give him my condolences for losing a brother in the line of duty here. We are waiting, of course, though, for more information so we can give you the latest, but we do know that Officer Tuder, again, was killed in the line of duty, and I've been told that he worked with the gangs and addiction group. He worked all over Mobile, so he wasn't just at one precinct. He worked all across our city here in Mobile, fighting crime and getting the bad guys off the street. And when we talked to Chief Battiste, he said, yeah, that's what he committed his life to. He was Officer of the Month in 2017. From everything that Chief Battiste has told us, just definitely just a good guy. So let's listen a little bit to what he said earlier today.
All right. Hello. Sorry to have to be here speaking to you guys today. Just want to let the citizens of the city of Mobile know that today we lost another officer in the line of duty, Officer Sean Tuder. He was doing some follow-up work on an investigation, and he was gunned down by a suspect that we had some prior warrants on. Marco Perez is our suspect that we actually have in custody at this time. But the most important part for us right now is to the family of our officer, and to the men and women that wear the uniform and wear the badge, that this is a time of grief for us. We're trying to make sense of how we could have another brother lose his life in less than a year. We're thankful for those that have reached out to us across this state, from the AG's office to all the local agencies and the federal agencies that have reached out so far. But this is a hard time for us, and we're just going to ask for the prayers of the community. We're going to ask that the media be patient with us and asking about information about what took place, because there's some things that we have to sort out, and as we go through the process of trying to do that, so that we don't, I guess, in this time become confrontational towards one another. Just be patient with us. As we get information that we can share, we'll share it with you guys. But right now, we're just really trying to make sense of it and trying to hold each other up. And so please work with us. We'd like to thank Miss Rich from the DA's office, because she was on it from the very beginning, and she reached out to me, and she actually came out here, and so we're thankful for that. And we just ask the community to pray for us. Keep us in your prayers, and keep Officer Tuder's family in your prayers, his wife and his mom and dad and his in-laws, because this is going to be a difficult time. And again, this is another officer in less than a year. It's hard. It's hard, and so that's really all I can share with you at this time, is that we did have an officer lose his life in the line of duty.
Officer Tuder's a very special officer.
Yeah, Chief Battiste said it best. He said this city needs prayer right now. Officer Tuder's family needs prayer. This is going to be an uphill battle for the family as they deal with this right now. But of course, we're going to bring you the latest. We are live out here at Providence Hospital. I'm Shelby Myers, Fox News. Byron.
All right, Shelby, thank you very much. Again, if you're just joining us, Mobile Police Department has lost another police officer. Sean Tuder shot and killed in the line of duty this afternoon. There is a suspect in custody, Marco Perez, 19-year-old Marco Perez. The details still coming in as police are still investigating this incident. However, we will have the complete story coming up on Fox 10 News at 9, and we'll see you then.